Many caregivers out here, some of them have very powerful dreams, but money is always the issue. So are there any businesses ideas that one can start on limited funds or even no funds at all?
Ukikutana na mteja the first time, can you tell them what you are selling or what you can be able to supply to them in just 60 seconds? You only have 1 minute to sell to them. The other trap I've also noticed is enye unataka tu kununua vitu expensive. All right? Because what business do I have to do with an iPhone? Yeah. Unashika. I mean, yeah, 50,000. Alafu unaanza kulipia polepole. That's why I said you need to know your customer. You need to know what they need. And you need to know your product. If you don't have that mix, please stay off, Fuliza it's 1%. If let's say I have gotten an order to deliver, say, things, and I have a limit of, let's say, 3,000 shillings, and then I get an order that needs 2,500, and I don't have cash. If I deliver that and then I repay within 24 hours, I only pay 1%. That's free money.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Resilient Voices, a podcast powered by Keska. Here we dive deep into stories that matters, conversations that inspires, and truth that spark change. Today's topic is entrepreneurship, and especially we'll be talking about starting and managing a business. To navigate this interesting topic, I am joined here by Lenny, an entrepreneur and also a mentor. Lenny, karibu sana Resilient Voices.
Thank you.
Before we get serious, or before I even give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, let us light up this room. Welcome home.
Oh, thank you. And I'm so glad to be here and excited to speak to millions across the country.
What should I offer you? Tea or coffee? Don't say juice because this is a podcast session. It's not a picnic.
I think coffee because the weather is a little bit, cold.
Good choice, but sorry, we have none. But I promise to offer you good vibes and hard questions. Are you okay with that?
Excellent. Let's go for it.
So thank you for coming and kindly introduce yourself to our viewers.
All right, my name is Lenny Kivuthi, and I'm so glad to be here today speaking to so many of you. And I am interested so much in this topic and also what Keska is doing, because I'm very passionate about the centers, and I work very closely with very many of them. And one thing I've already seen is that very many of these young people, as they're exiting the centers, they actually do not have a plan. And that's why I'm serious about working closely with many of them on sustainable programs, not just for the organizations, but also for the people who are exiting. So I'm excited because of today's discussion. Yes.
Not to forget, I am your host, Veronica. So as always, I'll read out a certain concept just to get an insight of what we will be discussing today.
Okay.
Yeah, so many caregivers in Kenya face high unemployment rate, limited access to capital, and very few network to support their economic journey. While formal employment remains exclusive for many, entrepreneurship is emerging as a powerful alternative. Research shows that in Kenya, youth-led enterprises contribute to over 30% of new business registrations, yet many young people, especially young caregivers, struggle with financial financing, mentorship, and business continuity. Despite these barriers, caregivers are increasingly using their skills and creativity to launch small businesses. And let me just ask you, do you prefer employment or self-employment?
I would say both of them are good, but for the young people, the trend I've seen is many of them want to be self-employed because of the freedom that comes with it. And that's the reason as to why I think we should have a candid discussion today, so that we look at the pros and the cons, because even as they get in, because many of them will start off with the micro SMEs. Yeah. What is in it? What is in this space? Yes.
Yeah, so many caregivers out here, some of them have very powerful dreams, but money is always the issue. So, are there any businesses ideas that one can start on limited funds or even no funds at all?
Yes, they are there. There are very many things. As they exit the centers, they can be able to start off businesses. But I have a question. Before you start the business, where do you know whether that's the right business? Because there are many things we should also look at, and I would like us to look at some of these things. And one of them would be, if I want to start a business and I'm located in a certain area, let's say like I'm in Mombasa, there are things I need to check around. Am I close to some hospitals? Do I have access to a school? Do I have access to a college? Those are things that can be able to even start inspiring you. Because first, if you are doing a business, then the fundamental thing in a business, hauwezi anza biashara kama una customer, si ndio?
That's true.
So customer is very important. So the first thing I think what I would say, and that's what I've seen, it's usually a challenge with many, please jua customer wako ni nani. Na ukishajua customer wako ni nani, the next thing is you know where that customer is. And then once you know where the customer is, also you need to know what do they need. So that you don't start packaging something that they don't need. And that's why you check wherever these caregivers are. You'll notice something. They are around very many customers. Some are children, some are youth, some are college students. But do you know what they need? If you know what they need, then it becomes easy to now craft your idea or your business around that. And then that is usually the best thing because the business is going to grow organically, from a small beginning. So that now you stop looking for the big capital of 50,000, yet there are things you can be able to start with 5,000.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. How much is that machine for shaving?
I'm not sure.
Do you know you can get it for less than 2,000 shillings? Yes, which means if I have a skill and I know how to shave, then I can be able to start off the business. And I just need to locate some young people somewhere, a methylated spirit, and those aftershave and all that. A collection, like I'm telling you, with just 3,000 shillings, you're ready to be able to start off. But the thing that you need there is a skill. So the question is, what skill do you have? Because you're looking at the skill that can be able to inform the kind of business you even get into. Can you bake? Can you cook? All right. Those are very light things that if you look at such, you can be able to start off quickly in a college.
Even braiding.
Right. Yes, yes, something very simple as that. Others, think about this. Someone has us. You can access a smartphone, and right now we have some that are as cheap as 5,000, and you can even get secondhand. So with that, if you have that smartphone, you can be able to start marketing for people. You know that it doesn't have to even be your product. There are those mamas who have very nice product. Wakona nyanya, wakona waru, wakona like right now the trending thing in Nairobi ni plantains, but they don't know how to reach their customers. Imagine anacreate a page, unakuja unamcreate a page, then you start telling them you're just marketing for them and you're getting commission. How much did that cost you? That smartphone only and bundles 20 shillings. So you are already on board. So there are very many. But if you check what we are talking about is you actually need to know who is my customer, where will I get them, and what is their need. Because your customer could be that mother who is selling vegetables, but they need to know how to reach that. And then now you come in and then start doing two things. Do you know you can actually you start off by doing delivery for them? Imagine, unafanya tu delivery. So you market for them and then you do delivery. Kama ni students wako kwa hostel somewhere, imagine all they need, wanataka mbosho, wanataka rice. Sindio? Rice they can boil quickly.
Yeah.
Sindio? Lakini mbosho, unaenda unapata tu, niwe unamsaidia kupackage. So there are very many things, very creative things, and you don't have to be the one actually doing it. Yeah.
Hey, that's interesting. Youths waache kulalamika hapa nje ati hakuna kazi.
Imagine there is so much. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I remember last year, I started a certain business, but it failed the same year, same month. So I believe, looking back, I think it was because of the mindset that I have. There was no connection. My heart was not connected to that business. I was just there because I wanted to double my money. I wanted that profit. So what is one mindset that a caregiver should have while approaching a business?
I think I'll start off with what you just said. You wanted to double your money.
Yeah.
Sindio?
I just wanted that money.
You wanted to double your money. So, do you know pricing is an issue? Because unaenda pale unapata, someone has started a business. Like I know someone who is like, I think last week they were telling me, I'm selling natural honey. All right. But do you know the question I asked them, how much is a kilo? Then they told me 1,000 shillings a kilo. All right. But they forget that you already know the price. All right. And they were telling me I'm getting it from the source. So some time ago, I had someone who was selling the same at 700 shillings. They are getting it from the source. All right. They were buying at 600. They just mark it up by 100 shillings a kilo. And they were like able to sell so much. So when you are one of the things, and that's why I started from that, the mindset, pricing. Because if you get the price wrong, then of course people are not going to buy because they will feel cheated.
Yeah.
Every customer wants value for their money. All right. If you don't give them value for their money, if I can get what you are selling me at 700, why should I buy at 900? So there's that mindset. And that's why earlier on I said grow organically. Be okay with making that 100, then another 100, then another 100. Not 300 and another 300. Because you may make those 300 and then that is it. The customer will not come back to you. All right? Because in addition to value for money, imagine also that customer also wants to know that you are very consistent in terms of the quality and the quantity. Again, go back to the same product. Do you know I bought some time ago, and these people, because they want quantity, they diluted it. I don't know what they added. So because of that, do you think I will go back to buy from them? No. And that's where now the young people are doing. You get something, then you realize, wanajua ni mzuri. So you mess up with the quality. But some of the mindsets you need to know it's going to grow organically. And then you need to know your product. What are you selling? Unauzia watu nini? Wakikuuliza unauza nini? Kuna kitu inaitangwa elevator speech. Ukikutana na mteja the first time, can you tell them what you are selling or what you can be able to supply to them in just 60 seconds? You only have 1 minute to sell to them. And first impression means everything. So are you able to sell to them within that 1 minute? All right. So that's why you need to know your product, and also you need to know your customer. If you know your customer, then already you know how to package for them. Then you know how to be consistent. And alafu unajua kama saizi kuna wale wengine wanauza cereals, alafu wanatoa some grains. Unapata like anakuambia it's a kilo, but it's not a kilo.
Yeah.
Imagine
Ama wanaweka
mchezo.
kitu kwa hiyo
Yes, imagine.
kupima.
Yes, and then you are forgetting right now watu wako na weighing scales kwa nyumba.
Yeah.
Yes. So ataenda apime apate umse amenicheza. They will not come back. So there's that, and then there's another one. Now when you start accessing credit in terms of the mindset, there's something young people are playing with. It's called credit. Please, when you get credit, pay on time. Do you know why? It's because if you don't pay on time, you know what happens? Those people now start rating you badly. And instead of being able to access more credit next time, you will not be able to access credit at all. So we are borrowing and we are not repaying. Yes. So those mindsets are very important. Please remember that. Grow organically. Credit, when you get it, pay on time. Know your customer. And also know your product. I'd say those mindsets are critical.
So starting a business is always simple, but managing and maintaining is always the issue. So how can we overcome those challenges while doing our businesses to avoid giving up and going into that losses?
I'll go back again to how did you price it? Because if you price it right, and I know how to keep the customer, because the customer is very serious about what they want. If you give them what they want the first time, they will come back. And then now there's something else called value add. Saizi, hata watu wale nafanya laundry. Do you know what they are doing? They're telling you, I'll come pick your clothes, I'll go wash. All right? then I bring them when they're already pressed.
Yeah.
Alafu, that's already a business idea for somebody who doesn't have an issue with, washing. Just that alone, just washing, and then you bring them when they're already dry, they're already pressed. That already. So when these customers, because they know what they want, then what is the value add? Because when they start realizing, like college students, wanataka uwakatie hizo mboga vizuri, alafu kama ni unakuja anakuambia tu, you start looking for, there are these nice bags, unaweza wawekea hizo mbosho ama nini ama ndengu, unampakeja very easy githeri, kutoka hapo anaenda kufry. Imagine umemkatakatia hata nyanya, umemkatakatia kitunguu and all that. That's a value add for them. Do you know what? They will come back and they will tell another to come back. So now the value add, those are the small things that are going to distinguish you. And because price is it's never your advantage, but the value add, the experience you give someone is what actually sustains your business. So that, because when you sustain them, when you show them, I actually care, you are the one I'm putting you in front of the business. I actually think about you. When I wake up, I'm thinking of how I can make your life better. That way, you know what happens? I go and tell my friend. And I think, ladies, for instance, you are very good in hairdressing. Yeah. What happens when your fellow lady meets you and then they find that someone did your hair nicely?
They'll ask.
And then what's the next thing?
You recommend them.
What do they ask? They ask you for your number, right? They ask you for the number.
For the number.
The next thing they call. Say, napiga alafu anasema nilipatana na Vero, ulimsuka vizuri.
Yeah.
Sindio? What is that? Person to person marketing. Yes. So how can you grow when you're overlooking that?
So what kind of business can I start with a capital of maybe 10,000? A lot of people, you've been saving, but you do not know where to start from.
Okay, there are very many. Actually, we've already started talking about some of them.
The kinyozi.
Yes. So there are very many you can be able to start with 10,000. But also, there's another challenge I would throw in there. Do you know that there are courses that you can be able to do that are being offered? I saw some being offered by KCB. All right. You can imagine if you go through their training. So you have actually upskilled. So you are better off. So when you have that skill and then you come in and then you have this 10,000, do you know you'll be able to do more? All right. So it's yes, you can be able to look at that, but I also wanted to twist it a little bit so that you see the value of the mentorship, the value of the training. All right. So that, because if I can be able to get some basic training, and then I come in with this 10,000, I will do more than someone else who is trained. You know that? Yeah. So the training now, so that we don't just jump in and say, I'm going to do this business, but I've not been trained. Then the other one I would say it would be, if I go and work for someone else. Unaenda kwa kinyozi ya mtu, una understand what is it that makes people keep coming. And please be keen when you're talking to to the customers. Unauliza, ama you notice there are these customers who are consistent. What do they like? All right. For instance, you will notice when they come in, wanasema zima muziki. Ama change that music. Ama nakwambia tafadhali mimi sitaki utumie spirit, tumia aftershave peke yake. So you're already learning through someone else, so that when you now go and start yours becomes easy, because those are now like lessons that you are learning from other people. All right. So that's very good. Now it's actually free mentoring. All right. But in terms of the businesses that you can be able to start, there are very many. How much will it cost you to buy smoky, and you're making them from your house, and then you just go to a college that is around the corner, and you're able to sell to them when it's already packaged. It's not even 10,000. So if you know how to cook, if you know how to bake, all right, already those are businesses. And then you just need to see where you are located. Okay, look at flowers, look at fruits, packaging that, and you are close to, you can access hospital. So when you give these people, because they need flowers, many of them, they need flowers, and they need fruits every lunchtime, every evening. Cindy, If around hospitals, you'll notice that's the only thing that they buy, they're taking to patients. Imagine if they come and find you already have something very nicely done, and you throw in there a free card that it's handmade. So it becomes a value add. So the options are so many. It depends on where are you and who is my customer. And then what is their need. You will actually, when you just understand those three things, you will see there are so many that you can be able to do with 10,000 and below. Yes.
So is there any way caregivers can monetize their skills? Because some are really gifted out there. Maybe the ones who venture into social media, some art crafts.
Yes, there are very many. Like I saw some who are doing shoes. I came across some young people in Malindi who are doing shoes. And then the materials they are using to make, and then they would make actually a pair. They would make a pair for 200. The cost would be 200 shillings. The cost to make 200 shillings. So they were selling them at 500. So what you are seeing there is this is someone with a gift. They can be able to, they are very good with leather work. So that's already, so what they just need is kidogo material. They don't have to buy to make 100 pairs of shoes. They can start where they are to just make sandals and then just customize sandals. What is your add-on? Yes, I can get sandals everywhere, but then can I customize for someone? Maybe a signature, maybe a name. So that it just feels something. It's different. And that's what I would challenge everyone who is getting into this to do. See whether you can be able to create a signature around your product. Or if it's a service, all right, what is the add-on that you can be able to, that the customer goes remembering, enyewe Vera, ulifanya job poa. Yeah, so that would be like, some of the things that they can be able to do. And in addition to that, I think just again repackaging themselves so that if the customer found you maybe in this level, alafu next time akikuja napata hata skill umeongeza, umejua kitu zaidi, so you are treating them better. So check out what the other people are doing. And then if the problem actually is your pricing, then check out if I price it this way, will I still make some money? And will I keep the customers? Because like right now, with the way the economy is, people are very sensitive to price. And it's the same thing that is going to determine how much margin you make. So you rather make a margin that is not exaggerated, but it's spread across very many customers who are coming back. I would say that.
And just advice to the caregivers out there, says it kona TikTok live. You can actually sell your goods, then you'll get a lot of customers from there. I tried it and it worked out perfectly well. So money can be a bit tricky sometimes. So how can someone be financially disciplined when handling business?
I think we'd start off with the collection. Right now, I think you've seen there are people who are saying, send the money to my number. Send it. But what happens? Unatumiwa na mtu ana reverse. But already we have products that are available in the market. We have Pochi, which is going to, and that's why you can see people are saying, send to Pochi because they know someone is not going to reverse. All right. And then again, at the same time, we also have some other products that, like I think I saw, we right now have a new product in the market, Zidi, where instead of keeping your money in your M-Pesa, you're pushing this money to Zidi. So it continues to give you some interest on daily basis. So, the good thing about not having that money that you can be able to see, but you pushed it to Pochi, you pushed it, for instance, to Zidi, do you know, as long as you can't see it, then the temptation of using it. Because one of the challenges that is there is, if it's available, I want to spend. Kama naiona hivi, nataka kutumia. Pitia tau jioni. Tau pitia jioni. Unaona kama 5 hivi, and then check the hawkers. See how many people they are trapping there. Mtu hata kuwa na shughuli ya kununua trouser, t-shirt, lakini anafika hapo, anaona imeinuliwa hivi, namwambia tu come. Lakini anaangalia ile, yes, anaangalia ile cash, anakumbuka. So, and then they forget this is actually business money. But when you push it aside, then this money is not even available for me to see. That way, then already you are protecting that cash. And then and then now that's where now you start looking at what else can I do? And that's why now what you actually talked about, where like, using social media to do all that, to market. And actually we had flagged also the way you can go to these Madeis, you sell for them, because they don't know how to use TikTok, but you can actually market their product. And then through that, you are also increasing this cash that is coming in. So you can see you're doing two things simultaneously. Umeweka msee kwa mtandao, but they are paying you. But at the same time, also the cash that you have, you're also protecting it by keeping it aside. Yes, because delayed gratification is a thing. Lazima utumie saizi. Si uache tu igrow, alafu ikisha grow to a level imefika ambayo unaweza itumia. Because the other trap I've also noticed is enye unataka tu kununua vitu expensive. All right? Because what business do I have to do with an iPhone? Yeah. Unashika I mean ya 50,000 alafu unaanza kulipia polepole 50,000. Okay, so look at such. It's actually a trap. So it's not worth.
So how can caregivers leverage on the free resources for young enterprises in Kenya?
That one is, I would say, I think it should have been started yesterday. Because we have, for instance, Allison. It's available online. So if you have a smartphone, you can actually access those classes. You can be able to learn online. So there are very many platforms. When you track people like, as I said, KCB, when they announce that and it's within your county, then see whether that is relevant to you. And then there's also another organization I saw. I think it's called Hope something. I'll share the details. That organization, what they are doing, they're operating in some counties. I saw Kitui, also in some parts in Nairobi, in Kiambu. There are different places. So depending on where you are, there are actually organizations that are there that are offering free training, absolutely free training, and it's actually certified by by some of them by TVET. So you can be able to get a certificate. And then, so with these skills that you are learning from there, then it actually make you better. So I would challenge many of you, and especially the ones who want either, because when you're exiting, then you can go to some form of employment to just learn the skills, or you can go for training, or you can go for mentorship, or you can go for these short courses. And then in 6 months, you are way better. You didn't know how to probably do carving. Now you've learned how to do carving. You can do woodwork and such. You can do plumbing. And guess what? Karibu kila siku kuna nyumba itahitaji plumber. And that's already business. So wakijua hii block ni fulani anafanyanga electrical work, karibu kila siku like blocks zinahitaji someone who can be able to do light electrical work. Yeah, so already those are businesses. Yes.
How do you gain trust from your customers, most of the people who sell their goods online, and you have to pay for that product before delivery, but you've never seen that shop, but the person is selling online? So how will you gain that trust? Like you trust someone with the money.
So that they can, like, are you the one selling or are you buying? So it depends.
Let's say the one selling.
If you are the one selling, so that person can trust you.
Yeah, you do not have a physical shop, and one has to pay before you deliver the product.
The model that I've seen that most people are going for is the one for paying on delivery.
What if someone is outside the country?
The one outside the country, by the time they are buying from you, if they're outside the country, they have gotten a reference. And that's why I was talking about the consistency. You remember when I was saying what the customer needs? Because actually they were referred by someone to you. They were told, if you call this person or if you reach out to this site, they will actually do delivery. All right. So I think if you want to venture into that where you're going to sell to customers online, please protect your name by all means. By all means. Such that, like, they know. And one of the things is usually having a functional number. And then let testimonials be posted there, so that every person that is like, they receive their delivery. And so if you're online, then you have, let's say, a page even on Facebook, please, after someone has, let's say, placed a request, how long does it take for you to reply? You've seen sometimes they don't even know reply. But if you are actively replying when customers are asking you, where can I get this? Do you have this in different colors? And you're actively giving them response, they will know it's an active one. All right. And then the second one is if you can be able to give them a number that is functional that they can call. I tried one yesterday and I tried to call. They were not picking. Yesterday, I tried calling several times and they were not picking. Then I was wondering, like, why are you posting a number that you know it's not working? So I tried, actually also they said you can reach them on WhatsApp. I dropped them a chat. There was no reply. Up to today, there's no reply. So already I know I can't work. I cannot pay these guys. I cannot even give them business. Yeah, so you've seen already that. So protect that by having a functional number, reply to customers, and then let the testimonials speak for you. Because if people are saying, enyewe they deliver, you say we deliver in 2 days, let it be 2 days. You say there's no extra charge for delivery, then let there be no extra charge for delivery. Because those are the things that will give credibility to the other people who are coming to buy by the testimonials of the ones who have already interacted with you.
So, are there any trending businesses, ideas, or fast growing sectors caregivers should consider right now?
I think it will depend on where someone is. Depending on where someone is, and then also the industry. Because you remember the way we were talking about scaling. If if I'm going to sell something and I don't know it, what am I going to sell? That's why I said you need to know your customer. You need to know what they need, and you need to know your product. If you don't have that mix, please stay off, those platforms, because customers are going to confront you, but then they realize you don't know what you are selling. So if you know that very well, then it's going to become easy to customize, even to sell for them what they need. And I gave you like an example where you can be able to like find out there are these people who are not tech savvy, and you can actually market for them at a commission. Do you think everyone who is selling clothes online, for instance, they're the ones they actually have a store? No. They have made an arrangement with us with a store. So they are marketing for the store at a commission. All right. So those are like, there's some, the platforms are so many. There are some others where they say when you're going to buy, use this code as a reference. So when you use that, they are tracking any person who is coming to buy with, use this code for discount. The code is linked to you so that they know this customer actually came through this person. Yes, others is where like you actually are the one who organizes even how they're going to do that to get the delivery done. And because of that, then the commission comes to you. And there are very many. Just study like what is your interest. Are you someone interested in fashion? Are you someone interested in different things? All right. From electricals to fashion, it's a wide variety. Yeah, so but at least get basic knowledge of what you are talking about. So because customers will confront you with questions and you better know the product. So the challenge is just know the product. Yes.
Okay, so is there anything else you feel caregivers should know out there about businesses before venturing in it?
Yes, I think there are several things I would flag, and one of them would be, I think before you price, check out your costs. And that's something that is overlooked all the time. If I ask you, how much are you selling this? And you know the reason as to why you don't have the price, because there's something that you are not sure of. You don't know what it costs you to make. And also the other thing is, do you also know the same thing? If there's a similar product, what is the cost? Because the cost of the similar product will actually affect how much you price yours. That's why you notice, like when you go to a supermarket, most of the products that are similar, the price is usually almost the same range. Because if you push yours so much, then no one is interested in, because they will go for the alternative. So I think that's one of the things that is quite an issue. And then the other one is in terms of credit. Okay, you may not be able to access credit right now, but it's because of maybe the details, like, where you are and all that. But when you start interacting with credit, protect that name by all means, because it's going to affect the scores is going to affect even how other lenders look at. All right. So si mtu anachukua asla anakataa kulipa, because that's the quickest one. They look at that and then like, do you also know there's like virtually almost like free money. Fuliza it's 1%. Fuliza is 1%. When you request. So if let's say I have gotten an order to deliver, say, things, and I have a limit of, let's say, 3,000 shillings, and then I get an order that needs 2,500, and I don't have cash. If I deliver that and then I repay within 24 hours, I only pay 1%. That's free money, literally free money. All right, because most of the deliveries, you notice, is cash on delivery. So when like that's what I was saying, know the product, because you can get from this person, you deliver to that, and then they pay you immediately. When they pay you immediately, imagine you just paid, you can also repay immediately. Or you can use it again. You can go buy another one. So within 24 hours, only 1%. That's free money. All right. So that's another thing that in terms of credit that I would say. And then the other one I would say it's in terms of location. Location means everything to a business. There's something I've been tracking, and I don't know whether you've ever gone very early in the morning around the huku kuna kwanga na mabridge. Like there's one I checked, iko pale Ngara, fig tree. So in the morning, there's something I noticed. Kuna mama wanakuanga, na ni watu kadhaa wanakuanga na nduma na nini, wameweka hapo hivi. Do you know by 8:30 wanakuanga wamemaliza? Lakini in the morning, if you pass there early morning, wanakuanga, there is so much
Wanatarget wale wakazi.
Yes. And then the secret is one. Unapita tu hapo, wanakupakia vizuri, unaenda zako. Unaona? So you need something healthy. You are running away from bread. They are telling you it's right here. Shuka tu kwa gari, chukua hapo, alafu enda zako. Enda kwa ofisi. Ukiwa na something that is packaged decently, unaweza irusha kwa backpack yako, handbag yako, alafu unaenda. Can you see location? They are in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Yes. So location means everything. Yes. And I would say, like, if you can be able to combine that, I think you're in a very good place. And of course, the last one I would say, it's in terms of your skill. Do you know who needs your skill? Because there's someone who needs your skill. All right. So, and then now when you notice, like, everyone has, like, I don't have a skill that is needed, then you can go back to upgrade so that you create a skill that is needed, that is going to now make it easier even to push that business. Because how can you sell if you don't know how to sell? Yes.
So anyways, thank you so much for your time. It was such an inspiring session, and I hope many caregivers will really learn from it. So our viewers, if you found this conversation inspiring, don't forget to share it with someone who wants to venture into business, and don't forget to subscribe to Resilient Voices. Thank you.